But the WWE side of Saturday and Sunday, as they had a pretty busy weekend in Atlanta with Evolution on Sunday night and Saturday night's main event on Saturday night. We'll start with Saturday night's main event really quickly. Seth Rollins and the injury. I do appreciate that they still kind of finished the match. I don't necessarily know if LA Knight was the one scheduled to win, but I do like that they finished the match in a way that it doesn't just have that awkwardness. It lets us kind of mull over the injury after the fact. We didn't have like an abrupt stop of the show where like we had to have like EMTs come out. We could finish the match that way. They could like then treat the injury the way that they are treating the injury in that form. And a lot of people still wondering, potentially could it be a work? Could it be not as bad as they make it out to be? I don't necessarily know those things. Seth Rollins has said even off WWE cameras that, he is injured and out for a period of time. But I do enjoy that they did finish the match. And what I mean by finish the match, I don't mean I enjoyed that he suffered through the pain. I just he took the pinfall, right? And then more importantly, he took the pinfall. I really dislike the fact that storylines sometimes are just so set in stone that you have to make them work, aka SummerSlam 97, where Stone Cold Steve Austin had to pin Owen Hart, and they couldn't just on the fly have Owen Hart pin Stone Cold. In the sense of Stone Cold knew at that time he was going to be out for a period of time. So he was going to have to vacate that title probably anyways.
Yeah, you got to give credit to LA Knight as well. Like I put it on my social media, like, the subtle things, like it was a right knee injury. He hooks the other leg. Like it was, like LA Knight handled it pretty well, like a pro. Like he's just
finished the match. I didn't want to see it. Well, Seth Rollins is supposed to win, so we have like Seth Rollins let me ask you this, some crawling pinfall.
You think it's a work? If you had to lean?
No, I mean I don't, because I feel like I guess we'll find out. SummerSlam will be the catalyst. If nothing happens, if he's not at SummerSlam and doesn't come out at SummerSlam, then absolutely not. But
regardless,
I don't think it is.
Regardless of what happens, whether it's a work or, this is the real deal Holyfield, so to speak, it creates intrigue for SummerSlam even more so, because you're like, okay, well, is Seth going to show up or not? And if he doesn't, then it's a real
thing. Will say, too, this is some of the stuff that we like about wrestling. Like, we're having this conversation. If it's a work, it's good. It's exactly. It's a hearty, fine conversation. It's not really, we're not being offensive to Seth Rollins or anything like that. No. But we like having these kind of conversations, and that's part of what we like about wrestling. And then obviously that kind of ties into that new documentary that WWE's coming out and those kind of things that, we like some of the intrigue and some of the mystery in all forms of life. We all know magic is fake. We all know it's an illusion, but we don't need our hand held through every single minutia of it. We like some of that interest and intrigue and mystery and sleight of hand. And yes, I believe it's probably not a work, but by just saying I believe it's probably not is better than saying no, like I know every single thing along the line. 100%. That is annoying. It's similar to nowadays, right, with the robo umpires in Major League Baseball coming soon, you know what I mean? Where it's going to take out the mystery and take out the subjectiveness and literally say, nope, this is it, black and white. There's nothing really to even talk about, right? And I like that aspect. But moving on to the main event of Saturday night's main event, which I thought was a great main event, but of course, me over here dissing on Goldberg for as long as I did, and then finally he gives us something good. And then he has to then shit all over that and make it so that the people who actually said, hey, I didn't actually mind that, Goldberg, a 15-minute match in the main event, putting Gunther over, looking pretty good. And then you got to come out after the match and you got to be like, I didn't want to see it based on a lot of different other reasons.
He's being Bill Goldberg. That's him.
Being a complainer like a 24 hours after the match is over. And comparing yourself to like John Cena and Sting and The Undertaker, which you're not, about how the respect that you got and the time and how everything didn't just work out 100% the way you wanted it.
Hey, did you see did you see his little he was cutting a little promo at the end that got cut out? I was when I saw that I was like jokingly, I was thinking to myself, did Bret Hart get in the truck? Like, did he cut that?
Well, they had the heart out because of television, right? And he knows that. And they did play the full thing on YouTube after the fact, but just like the idea that he's just being Bill Goldberg and just, I hate that I was cut off for time. I hate that this was not a PLE, which I think more people probably watch Saturday Night's Main Event than watch a PLE, because on NBC versus just only on Peacock, right? I hate that, I didn't get, all the people I wanted to be there. I only got 3 weeks notice to invite people. Like, give me a break. He said in 2 weeks he's going to come out with some more information that's essentially just going to be him whining more, and it's going to make us think less of you. That's all I think. What does he think that this gets him? Does he think that we think more highly of him? No, we think the opposite. And the people who actually liked that match that he put on and thought he put on a better match than I thought he was going to are now have that tainted because of his views.
Oh, 100%. And like it left a bad taste in my mouth too, with Goldberg, because I was in the same boat as you. Like I wasn't expecting very much out of Goldberg, and he surprised me. Thought it was, I thought it was passable. It wasn't a classic, but that's and also kudos to Gunther for making Goldberg look as good as he did. I think Gunther needs to get a big pat on the back for that as well, because that was the best I've seen Goldberg look in years. So kudos to Gunther for essentially, to me, carrying that match.
I don't think it was a coincidence that Jesse Ventura did no commentary on any matches at this Saturday Night's Main Event. So we don't have any fun sound bites for that. But quickly talking about Evolution, a good pay-per-view. I think Evolution really kind of kicked off the road to SummerSlam in a fast way and really got things going in the women's division. Trish Stratus put on a great match. The main event obviously was really good with Naomi cashing in, becoming the new world champion. Setting up a triple threat match at SummerSlam, which I think might be the main event of one of the nights of SummerSlam, and doing it the same way too, where she got defeated earlier in the night, like Seth Rollins did at WrestleMania, before he cashed in later in the night. Stephanie Vakir wins the Battle Royal, which I think sets up whoever she's going to face for the championship at Clash at Paris, which obviously her being, an international superstar kind of ties in better. So we do have the two women's matches for the title at SummerSlam, but Stephanie Vakir being a big international sensation will have her title shot down the line in a different format, which I think is great as well. But just an overall good pay-per-view. But I'll ask you kind of quickly, some people are obviously bringing up the thought of, should Evolution be every year now? What do you take of the people who, after seeing this, are like, this should be an every year pay-per-view?
I'm with them 100%. I love the women's wrestling has come a long way in the last, handful of years. Kudos to the women. They put a hell of a show on. I want to see it every year because good on them.
I am not in the same camp as you because I'm not against it being every year or anything like that. I'm just not. Every time something good happens, people just want to find a way to just have to just literally oh, I love that brand of soda. Let's go buy a 24 pack kind of thing. And that's similar with this, right? We saw that with War Games, right? As soon as we had that first Survivor Series with War Games, people are like, let's just get this until we're absolutely sick of it. Let's just get it all the time. And I don't think that's a great mentality. Evolution was good. I'm not saying this should be the last, but I just don't think after I watch a movie, I immediately think we need a sequel immediately. That's what people think with this. They're like, we need this every year. And I'm like, maybe let's things just play out. Let's just have a good event, enjoy the event, and say we should do that again sometime without literally being like, this now needs to be every single year. We now need to have this every single year, without fail, because that's when things aren't the best. People are starting to feel that with War Games now, right? A lot of people are saying, War Games again? Do we have enough to have another War Games coming up? And I feel that way about Evolution. I just it just happened. Let it, cool down a little bit before we think about having another one. And I guess it'd be different if the women's wrestlers were never on pay-per-views. But remember, they're featured very prominently on the already existing pay-per-views.
Here's the thing. The women's wrestling has come a long way, like I said. And the division, it doesn't matter which brand you're watching, whether it's AEW, TNA, there's so much quality women's wrestling where you can do a quality women's PLE or pay-per-view and get away with it every single year, in my opinion. I think it's come a long way, and a shout out to all the great female wrestlers out there for sure.